Hello, everyone. You're tuned in to The Sauce on GetYourzWorld.com. I'm Doc, and I'm joined by Rick MMC, a.k.a. RSTFT, original founding member of Mastermind Crew, Bronx and later Brooklyn, New York. We're going to talk with him and get into a little bit of the history of the crew as well as the message for the young ones today. These are certainly interesting stories to me. I hope that you enjoy them as well. So let's get on into it. Hey, Rick.
Hey, what's up?
So you'd say you were one of the original founding members of Mastermind Crew, yeah?
Yes, that was.
What is your earliest memory from the beginning of Mastermind?
Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit before that.
Okay.
I could tell you in 75, 76, my older brother, he used to run with the Outlaws. He was like with the Ghetto Brothers, then they broke up, and then he was with the Cool Brothers. And he had a crew called the Latin Soul Crew. But at the time, me and my younger brother, a couple of friends in the neighborhood, we were outlaws, like in the 5th grade, 10, 11 years old, for the Blackjacks.
Nice.
So like 76, when a friend of mine got hit by a bus, and then we just got out of that, and we basically hung out with my brother with the Latin Soul Crew. So it would be me, my little brother Ralphie, my boy Black Mike, and Viejo. He was my cousin. He used to come from Queens to hang out with us in the summer in the Bronx. Then we decided we should play a game called Mastermind, which was a board game in the 70s. And we decided we was going to be the Masterminds. And that was in 1977. And I had brought that to the attention of my brother, the Outlaw, my brother Frankie Cool, and he was against it. No, you guys are Latin Soul members, and that's at the time. We was like, well, forget it. We're going to be Mastermind, part of Latin Soul Crew, and that's how it started. But we was like just the only 4 in the beginning. And Viejo used to come from Queens to dance with us in the Bronx. But we was more about like still street stuff. But by the end of 77, all the members from Latin Soul Crew eventually became Mastermind Crew.
How many did you guys have about that time?
So then my brother, since his crew was Latin Soul Crew, and he's older than me, he took Mastermind Crew away from me, and he became the president of Mastermind Crew. You know, and then so by the beginning of 78. We had Mastermind Crew on Webster Avenue and 169th Street by the Butler Projects. If anybody knows about the Bronx, they know where that's at. We was from Claremont originally, and we had on 176th Street and Anthony Avenue, going up towards Tremont, we had Mastermind Crew. And on 182nd and 183rd and Riot Avenue, we had the Mastermind Crew. That one there was run by DJ from the Savage Skulls. And his little brother Dookie later took over that crew and made it Outlaw. But that was a couple years later. You know? So then, now, our crew was basically, we wasn't really about dancing. I mean, everybody in the crew, a lot of us danced, wrote graffiti, DJ, we all had DJ equipment. I had DJ equipment, my boy Joey O and them, so we used to hang out. One thing about the Mastermind on 176, we hung out with Salso Crew, Rock the House Crew, and the Midnight Lovers Crew.
Okay.
So if you came on that block, that's all you seen was those 4 crews. You know, and it was a cruise of a bunch of juvenile delinquents. You know, we was out there. If you wasn't a burglar, you was a stick-up kid, or you was a drug dealer, you know, because that was the element that was out there at the time.
I know we've talked about that before, the sort of unmentioned element or the 5th element of hip-hop, that being the element of crime and just how it was part of the environment and therefore part of the fabric of the culture, especially back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, well, right now, the old heads won't talk about it, But if you really think about it, that's why today you have what they call the hip-hop police. Right? The hip-hop police always went there because wherever a b-boy crew showed up or any other crew there was a jam at, you best believe the cops was there because there was going to be trouble. You know, whether you was dancing and the guy didn't like that you burnt them, or you was there at the jam looking for some fresh Adidas to take from somebody or some Pumas, you know, because that was the life. You know, Pumas back then are like Jordans today. Because Pumas, even though they only call Adidas, even though they only cost $60 or $75, we talking about we used to paying $11 for a pair of Converse.
Yeah.
You know, Chuck Taylors, $11.99 for Pro Cat 69ers, right? So to spend $65 on a pair of sneakers, I can have 5 pairs of Converse, you know?
Right.
So the people who had them, either they sold drugs to buy them or they stole them. You know? But that was an element that was basically there. You know, a lot of the crews are there to protect the neighborhood, but it just so happened a lot of us used to dance. We used to throw parties. We used to go to other blocks and do parties, you know? So now, like, it wasn't until, like, 78 that Viejo decided he was going to go to Brooklyn, you know, because he was the only one used to come over here by himself to hang out with us in the Bronx.
When did Mastermind make its way to Brooklyn and plant roots in Brooklyn, so to speak?
Right, okay, so now, in 78, when Viejo started going to Grover Cleveland High School, he wanted to take Mastermind to Brooklyn, even though he was from Queens. And there, that's where he met Famo, and they started their Mastermind Rockers, you know, people like Mike Dash, Rubber Band, Renee, even King Uprock was a mastermind at the time. You know, all these people spin. All these people, you know, that's where the Brooklyn Mastermind Rockers came from. You know? And with the blessing of us in the Bronx, because we used to go, I used to have to go to this place called the Arena in Queens to B-boy because Viejo was a rock. He, you know, he used to dance up rock.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to go with my little brother Ralphie and Black Mike. We used to go all the way from the Bronx to the Arena. We used to meet up with Keenan Rock, my cousin Viejo, and some other Mastermind kids, and we used to go dance over there. At the time, Keenan Rock was called Mr. Nice.
Okay.
He wasn't known as Keenan Rock yet, you know?
Did you guys...
But that was like in 80, around 1980, 81, that I used to go over there to dance.
Do you have any memorable stories? Like, did you guys used to go and you know, beat people and burn people and then get in fights afterwards? Do you have any stories you would like to share or you could share?
Yeah.
I mean, without dry snitching on anybody, of course.
Yeah, I can tell you this, there was a time we was at the Skate Key in the Bronx. And we was dancing. There was some other crew members that I used to hang out with, the Crazy Breakers and some other guys. And there was a battle there. And I'm telling you, bro, by the time the battle was over, it was like 15 deep fighting. You know, that it went from inside the roller rink to outside. My brother-in-law, I had to call my brother-in-law. He showed up. It was like 10 of us in the back of his car. Go, 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 go. Like, yo, Sally. My brother-in-law was like, what the hell? I thought you was in there roller skating and dancing. You know? Yeah, but it was always like that, depending what neighborhood you went to.
Yeah.
Because if you went to a certain neighborhood, now you know, all right, over here, you got, you know, the people from TBB and Star Child on this side. You got these guys over here on this side. So, you know that if it was like if you went anywhere to the TBB side to battle, you know, if you get beef with TBB, you have beef with Star Child. Or it's the same way like when they came to Tremont. If you had beef with Mastermind on 176, you had beef with South Soul Control, you had beef with Midnight Lovers, because those 4 crews right in that neighborhood, and they all hung out together.
Can you speak a little more on just the way that the B-boy crews and or the crews and the outlaw crews kind of interacted if they were on the same block?
Well, basically, in my case, my brother was outlaw, so we automatically was under the Cool Brothers, right? And then one of our other members, another thing that I was going to say was that the original Mastermind Crew, my crew, the original one that got started, it was all a bunch of families. It was a crew of families. And what I mean by that is that it was me and my 3 brothers, my boy Webb and his 3 brothers, my boy Mike and his 3 brothers, right? So it was like the Cook family, the Soto family, the Rivera family, the Martinez family, the Texera family. So my boy G-Man, him, his 2 brothers, his 2 sisters, and his brother-in-law was all Mastermind. So, it was like crews from different families.
Right.
It was like, it was a crew of just family. Everybody was a family member. Like, even to this day, that when I meet my friends' kids, they be like, yo, that's your Uncle Rick. And I'll be like, I'm not, we haven't seen each other in years. But I'm like, I guess I'm Uncle Rick because, like, it was all different families from the same neighborhood. Like my family was doing fucked up. My boy's family was doing fucked up. My other boy's family was doing fucked up. But guess what? We're all out in the street together. And we're all, that's how we was.
Oh, I bet. And then, summertime comes or any old time, you got cousins, you got later on in-laws, cousins-in-law.
Right. So now, like my boy Mike, and he had 3 brothers. They were down with us. Now they got girlfriends. Guess what? Their girlfriends are down with us, right? So then it was like, there wasn't really, the only thing, there wasn't too many girl crews. There was girls who was down with the crew. They didn't rock the name of the crew.
Right.
Because, of the things that the male members of the crew was out there doing.
Right.
So the girls was kept separate from that, except there was only one crew, like in 79, up by 183rd, was my homegirl, Debbie, and them. They had the Sweet Sensations. And that was like one of the first girl crews that I saw wearing shirts.
And they used to rock colors and all of that, huh?
Yeah. They used to rock their sweatshirts with their colors, with their names on it and all that.
I love hearing stories about the tough girls, know? The girls that
right over there, then, like, when we left Claremont and we moved up towards 183rd where we started the other crew, we had actually a clubhouse on 181st and T-Bout, which is right down the block from the 46th precinct. The precinct was right up the block from my house. And right down the block, we had a clubhouse there. We had a pool room, and that was like our main, that every division, that's where they met at. The people from 183rd went there. The people from 176 went there. The masterminds from Claremont went there. And the masterminds from 169 and Western all went there. If we had a meeting, that's where they all went to that clubhouse on 181st and T-Bout.
Did you guys also, did you guys break bread over there? Did y'all have other kind of gatherings besides just crew meetings? Like, did you guys have little mini jams or practice sessions or anything like that?
We used to practice in the hallways. We didn't have nowhere to practice. The good thing about my neighborhood, where we was at 176, you had 3 buildings with massive lobbies, and they had elevators, and they had mirrors in the hallways. So that was our dance studio.
Oh, okay.
That was our dance studio. We used to come in there, and we used to go to the super. Let me get a clean mop up that marble floor, in front of the mirror. Don't worry, we'll take care of the building for you. And we used to dance in the hallways. That was our dance studio. Somebody come with a boombox, play that shit in the hallway, and that's it. And we used to dance there.
What can you tell us What can you tell us about the music? Like, did you guys have a certain song that every time it came on, everybody would just go off?
No, well, yeah, there was a few, you see, but the thing now that I see when I go to different jams, and there's like a lot of repetitive, the constant same stuff, and I'd be like, there was more than that. Like, there was more than just that.
Yeah.
they keep playing the same stuff at every spot. And then I look at the people and the routines that they do is like, okay, you can dance to that because you already choreographed your whole move to that, and you could do the move to this. And when they say, you know, what time is it, you point to your watch, you already know that. But now they just play a basic rock song that you never heard, and it's like you're stuck. You don't know what to do because you haven't practiced to this one. You know, it's like I see things and people do like certain classes I see people take, and then I already know just by watching the person dance, oh, I know where you got that from. You've been dancing with these people over there. It's like, with us, we just did, like, okay, the Outlaws, you ask them what they call that dance. They don't call it rock, they call it freestyle. And freestyle was basically you just do what you feel inside, what the music makes you feel. So it was just freestyle. You just come out with anything. Today, you see these people, everybody's doing the same move. So, you know, there's some basic moves that they'll teach you when you first learn your freestyle, but after that, you know, people are making it their own. It's like, okay, I'm watching everybody doing the same exact thing. Like, what the hell is this? You know, how do you judge a battle? Well, he did the same exact move, but he did it better than that one. Like,
would you say that it seems that everyone dances just like who they learned it from?
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be what you do, right? You should, as you learn, find your own voice, right?
Right.
Come up with something different.
They give some basic steps, but once you learn the basic steps, then you just, you know, like, you have to feel it and take, you know, not everybody's doing the same thing. It's like, and then dancing to the same songs over. I'm like, it's more, you know, I go out here, James Brown. It's always the same, you know how many songs James Brown got out? Like, for real? And that's the only one you could find to play every jam? you know how many hits you got that you can really get down to? And this seems to be like the only song at every jam that you're playing. Like,
yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that too.
You know, that we didn't just dance. In the beginning, the dance was to impress the girls. It wasn't about battling each other. The dance was about impressing the girls. And we didn't just always break dance. We used to dance with the girls. You know, there was other dances. There was the Patty Duke, Freak, the Spank, the Bus Stop. There was a whole bunch of other different dances that we used to dance to. It wasn't just b-boying all the time. You know, we used to dance hustle. Sometimes we go to a spot and be dancing a salsa or merengue. You know, it was, most of the thing was, like, yeah, we went to a jam. We wanted to have a good time.
Yep.
It wasn't just about just b-boying and just, you know, it wasn't, that came a little later. You know, people say, oh, you know, instead of fighting, you ask any original dude, yo, we had beef with him, what you did? I went up to him and punched him in the face. That's what I did. Oh, you didn't talk about it, a battle? Yeah, we battled. We battled with the fist. That's what we battled. Like, no, you didn't dance, nothing. You know, because that's, people get the wrong idea. Like, no, but, you know, we was doing a lot of things. People have names and reputations,
right,
that went with their name and with their neighborhood.
Right.
You know, people knew you come around a certain neighborhood, don't come fucking around here, TVDs out here. You know, coming around here fucking around doing no bullshit, masterminds around here. Like, it don't mean you can't come around there. No, you go around there as long as you cool, but don't come around there trying to do no bullshit, because if we catch you,
right,
you're gonna get it. You ain't gonna like it.
Don't come starting nothing.
You know, now, I believe later on, like maybe in the 83, 84, a little later, because a lot of the older original members were going to prison.
Right.
So when they started going to prison, like for instance, DJ went to prison, and he had 183rd Masterminds with the Cyber Skulls. His little brother took over. And he was like, oh, we're going to make Mastermind outlaw. So we gave him blessings. Go ahead, make it outlaw. So the rest of the Mastermind stays the regular Mastermind. You know? But then as people started going to prison, The younger kids, who I guess was like, okay, we don't got no backup now. Let's dance about it instead of fight about it. You know? So basically, that's what happened. You know, if you look at the people who really started battling and dancing instead of fighting was like the second generation of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, because by the time that started, in the beginning, we used to do some footwork, spin down a little bit of James Brown slide or whatever, do the high split, pop back up, you know, do a little helicopter move or something. That was it. Then it was a little more footwork to the floor, come down in the freeze. You know, make a funny face like a freeze. Like, just do a move, freeze, you know, and try to humiliate the next person while you was doing it. You know, later on.
And were y'all calling it burns back then?
What happened?
Were you guys calling it burns back then?
Yeah, not much. They had, let me see, I'm trying to think of other terms because it's funny. Sometimes I hear some terms from the 70s and I be like, wow, I can't believe I used to say that stuff. You know, that's for real. Yeah, it could have been burns for something else, but we know it was. As the time went on, in the 80s, it got more into like more gymnastic moves, more karate influence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when the windmills and the swipes started coming in. You know, in like 78, 79, into 80. Then that's when it was just like gymnastics.
Yeah.
You know, more moves, more dance, you know, but now today people say, yo, you do the 6-step or you do this, and I'll be like, I don't know what you call it. I said, back then we didn't call it that because we didn't know what the hell we was doing. We was coming up with it as we went along.
Footwork.
You know, now later on, the people who took it and started to choreograph to teach to other people, they started naming the steps to this way the students to better follow what it is that they're talking about. You know, I learned by eye. It wasn't somebody come here, do the 1, 2, 3, 4. No, watch what I do. Look at this. See that? Now you do it. So I watch just by, you know, I go to jazz and watch it do. Oh, shit, look at this over. And that's how we learned. We didn't have no but choreographer stand there. So, okay, do this, do that. No.
Here's how many 8 counts. Do it this many 8 counts. So I know you're...
And what I see now more than before is that at least before when the guys went down, it was like, yeah, they knew the tempos of the beat and what they was dancing to. And no matter how fast or slow they went and certain moves they did, they always like went with the beat. Today, some people dancing when they go down, it's like they go somewhere else. You're like, where did he go now? Because now the beat is going one way. Yeah, cool, the move looks good and all that, but it's not really going to the beat.
So is he on the 2 or is he on the 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you are you're very heavily involved in the culture still, you and your wife, and you guys go to a lot of jams. You show up and support the culture in a lot of major ways. What would you say if you had a message to give the young generations, the youth of today, who are involved in the culture and kind of going to, you know, carry it on as the younger generation? What would you say to them? Would you have any kind of a message to give them? I mean, at this point, I've asked all my questions, so the floor is yours.
Yeah. Well, what I would do, which is what I try to teach most of the kids, especially when they ask me about my culture, and not even just kids, that people come from overseas and talk to me and ask me, you know, how was it? Because I know you see movies and you see the people overseas grow up watching these movies, D Street, and everything was abandoned. Everything was on fire. You know, Fort Apache, the Bronx, everything was terrible. They come over here, they think they're going to see that. And they come over here and they see it all be built. Right. So in their minds, they're like, can't imagine what it was like. And I try to tell them, like, you know, this neighborhood was really dangerous. It was really bad. You know, we was out here struggling. They wasn't giving us no programs. They wasn't giving us nothing. They basically left us here to die. We had to survive. So, yeah, so, you know, I can say we as far as everyone else, but me and the people that I was around with, we grew up we had to rob, we had to steal, if you wrote graffiti, they call racking up it was racking up because we take the whole rack of spray paint with you. You know, when we was doing graffiti, doing pieces, murals, that's what we used to do. So I tell them that, like, you know, it ain't like today, you go buy spray paint, you're a street artist.
No.
Before you was a vandal. Before you was a vandal, now you're a street artist.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I tell them what the drugs was. You know, like, we used to smoke. We used to smoke angel dust. We used to trip on acid. We used to do, you know, all kinds of stuff. And sometimes people be like, no, you can't tell them this because we don't want to scare them away. And I'd be like, but you have to. You know, because it's the same thing if your kid want to be a singer or want to be an actor, you're going to explain to them how Hollywood life is. You're going to tell them about Charlie Sheen. You're going to tell them about Lindsay Lohan, Miley Cyrus, the drugs, the this, you know. So why not do it in hip-hop? You know?
It seems like it's important.
If this kid got into rock and roll, right? Heavy metal, like anything, whether heavy metal or not, rock and roll. What was their thing? Their thing was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I know sex, you know, you're gonna tell your kid, listen, you know, so why not the same in hip-hop? You know, people want to leave that out. You know, you see these dudes that come out that you wonder where they've been at in 20 years, 30 years, now they out here. Hello, they've been in rehab, they've been, you know, a lot of people. What happened with hip-hop back then, too, is when they flooded New York with the crack, people was ready to get high on coke. When they got to the crack, a lot of people got lost. That's why I think once everybody out here got lost, especially in the Bronx of New York, the rap went, you know, the hip-hop went somewhere else. You know, we had already lost it. By the time a lot of these people woke up, hip-hop is in California, it's all over the world.
Yeah.
It's every day on TV. You turn it on, you see the commercials.
Right.
I don't care how many commercials they give you, you'll see it. If it's not a little kid dancing, there's a grown up, you'll see it. It's some form of hip hop there. You know, you see it. Now they want to say, oh, it's crap rap, or it's this. That's the same thing they did to us.
Right. This is garbage. It's not music.
They're not even dancing. They're not even playing instruments. They're playing records and they're scratching a perfectly good record. Like, what, you know?
Right.
What are you doing on the floor? Right now, today, you do it to them.
Yeah.
But it's not our fault. It's not our fault that we lost it. You know, like I can't say it's not my fault that Mastermind went a different way at one time because guess what? I went to prison myself. I went to prison for a long time, so now I got no control. My brother was in prison. My other boys were in prison. You know, one of my other masterminds was in prison in death row in Florida. Lucky he's now no longer on death row, but you know, these are the things that we were doing.
Yeah,
you know, so I
it's
tell
not
them,
like at that time you think, oh hey, 30 years from now I'm going to be explaining this, right? It's not like you think of that in the moment.
Look, the same thing that I'm telling you, and I tell kids out there, I tell my own kids, I tell my grandkids today, because I got grown-up kids. You know what I'm saying? So today, well, not yet, but my grandkids, they'll start hearing some of it soon, because they're still only 6 years old, the oldest ones. But, you know, my daughters know, my sons know, my kids know. Thank God, none of my kids had to go through what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I told them, I said, you don't have today, even though we're still struggling, we got more programs than we had before. What happened is a lot of kids didn't want to utilize those programs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my kids learned that the only reason why I was doing what I was doing is because I had no other choice. I didn't have all the opportunities that you have today. If I did, I wouldn't have done. But, you know, because I graduated, I graduated from Job Corps. I got my GED. By the time I was 21 years old, I was a certified drug counselor.
Wow.
All right, with an associate's degree in psychology. At 20 years old. But you know where I was at? In prison.
Wow.
So you know why? Because I was still living that street life. You know, and I came out of prison where I was working, fixing air brakes on the train and the subway, making great money. But 10 months later, when I'm back in prison. Why? Because I wanted to be in the street. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to tell the kids. Listen, it looks good at the moment, but I know what it is to lose everything and come home with just whatever they let me out of prison with, and they give you a $40 check and tell you good luck. And expect you not to come back to jail. $40, okay, dude, I don't want to do with this.
And now is not the time to be getting in trouble, you know, with just the rate of incarceration.
That people don't understand, and why they need to talk to these kids is because you see a lot of troubled kids out here. People don't understand. Some of these kids are the crack babies.
Yep.
That were born in the 90s. Some of them are the crack babies of crack babies.
Yep.
Like second generation crack babies. I mean, for real. You know, I see some of these kids that live in my business, stuff that they go through, and I see grandma raising them, mom is dead, daddy got killed years ago. You know, it's like,
yeah.
And then people wonder, why is it that?
Why are they crazy, right?
Yeah. Today, every kid got ADD, OCD, ADHD. We didn't have that before. Right. Why all these kids got it today? Because those are all the crack babies who were born over here in the 80s and 90s. And they didn't follow up help on them. They just sent them home with grandma or whoever was there to pick up the baby. And years later, you got to deal with them.
Man, and when you get a couple generations deep into that kind of life.
The kid will drink. Listen, the kid will drink a Red Bull and go crazy. Mm-hmm. He'll be like he's on crack. And you're wondering why. And say, because this is a memory that's in his brain.
Yeah, that rush.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to tell the kids today, listen, I explain them. I tell them what I've been through, and hopefully they learn. They don't have to go through those experiences. A lot of kids really have it hard, and the problem today, too, with a lot of kids, they don't have a male figure in their house. Mm-hmm. You know, that's really serious about them, because a lot, from what I see, moms raising these boys, their mom is babying the kid, feel sorry for the kid, you know, but the kid is out there selling drugs and hanging out with the wrong crowd. But, you know, the moms are, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah, okay. Just nourishing that and not...
You know, in the beginning, they don't like it, but now the boy's coming home with money and hitting her off. Now she be like, okay, just be careful out there. Look out for the police now. Now she like tolerate. She like, hey, listen.
It becomes normal.
I don't understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes normal after some time, and then what do you do? You know, then those kids grow up, and then they have kids, right? They haven't been shown any kind of a different example either, so the same cycle continues.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I haven't got any other questions. If you have anything else you want to share, by all means. I'm really thankful that you took the time tonight to lay all of this out and speak with me about it. Thank you, Rick.
All right, no problem.
Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. And so there you have it. Goons, derelicts, good kids, bad kids, big kids, little kids, all the kids. Live and direct on GetYourz World, Rick MMC or RSTFT, original founding member of the Mastermind Crew. It's important that we preserve these stories. It's important that we heed these messages from the people that paved the way for us in this culture and do better. Everyone, take it easy. I'm Doc, signing off. Peace.